Hello my friends, and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be doing some work on komorebi, the tiling window manager for Windows, which is written in the Rust programming language. Today's video will be a continuation of our komorebi status bar mini-series. In this mini-series, we are creating, you guessed it, a status bar for komorebi using the eGUI and eFrame framework in pure Rust. So, in the last video, I said we were going to take a look at how we can allow users to pick the order of these widgets here on the right-hand side. So, let me bring up what we have here. So, we have a trait. Our trait is bar widget, and this trait, it has a single function. What this means is that anything that implements bar widget also has to implement a function output, which takes a mutable reference to self, whatever the self is, and returns a vec of string. Unfortunately, when I get into some code here, an update. Unfortunately, it is not possible to have a vec of something that implements a trait. That is not possible. Let me get into the right directory and run bacon. So, once this gets running, you'll see that the compiler will give us an error. An error because you cannot have a vec of an impl, right? Because this doesn't actually have a size. We're just saying this refers to something that implements bar widget, but just bit my tongue. Ow. But many things can implement bar widget, right? So if we take a look at battery has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members. Storage has 1, 2, 3 members. And these all have different sizes. And so you can't know what is the size of one slot in a vec. But we have a way around this. And the way around that is to box. And so I believe it's like this. Bar widget as dine or dine bar widget. I don't remember the exact. Okay, so this is the one. So let's take a look at the dine keyword. So I believe it stands for dynamic. And the dine keyword is used to highlight that calls to methods on the associated trait are dynamically dispatched. Basically, it lets you have traits in a vec, kind of. The way you do that is by wrapping this in a box. So a box is actually a pointer, and so you can have a vec of pointers because you know the size of a pointer. And this is just pointing to something that uniquely owns a heap allocation of type T. And that means of a type that implements bar widget. Probably not explaining that very well, but I'm assuming you didn't come to me because you wanted the nitty-gritty. You just wanted to be able to have a vec of things that implement a trait. So this is how we do that. But in order, right, to have this really work for us, we're going to need to update our trait. So I think we are going to need to have a render trait that also takes an eGUI context. I'll show you why. Well, lots of red. We'll get to that. The reason for that is we take a look here in our layout code. Here, we want to be able to not have this all in main, right? Like, so if a battery knows how to render itself, then we can just go through the list of elements in our Vec and call render. And then we don't need to know if this is the battery widget. We don't need to know if the next one is the time widget. All we know is that this is an object which has a function render because it implements bar widget. And then we can just go through each element in the user passed array, in the user passed Vec, and call render on it in the user desired order. So why don't we head on up to the level of the config. So we'll call this write widgets. And this, actually wait, I'm not sure how I want to expose it yet. So we'll do the internal implementation on como bar. So here we'll do write widgets, and this is going to be a vec of box of dyn bar widget. And when we set, or when we call new and create a new instance, here we can just hard code what we want our vec to look like. So I think it will be, so all of these are going to be in box, right? So we'll have box new, and we're going to lay this out from left to right, I guess. So we'll do storage from config.storage, then we'll do memory from config.memory, then we'll do network from config.network, then I think it's date. Yeah, we should make these all the same. Then we've got date, then we've got time, and then I think we have battery, even though battery doesn't show for us. So wait, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing the media widget. So I think the media widget comes actually before storage. Memory from config, oh, not memory, sorry, media. We want the media. All right, so we got some write widgets, and I think we probably need to reverse these. So wait, let me write widgets. I think this is the way that people are going to want to expected media but found memory. No, wait. This needs to be. I need to give it explicitly the type annotation. All right. So we have this, and I think people are gonna. Well, I think I'm gonna expose it so people can do from left to right. So then we will need to reverse this. Reverse in place. Great. So fix that up. Then when we get down here, we're gonna do for w in self.write widgets, we're going to do w.render, and we're going to pass context. So w needs to be mutable, and that right? Does it need to be mutable also? I don't think it needs to be mutable. Maybe it needs to be mutable. I'll do it just in case. Mutable context. Right, and that's going to replace all of our code, basically all of this stuff. We're going to replace. So why don't we go over to battery. So we have our implement bar widget for battery, and here we're going to have fun render moot cell. We're gonna have moot ref to context, and it shouldn't have a return type. Let's update that. So this is our new trait. So let's implement. And luckily the implementation is basically just copy pasta, changing some stuff to self. So here this is going to be if self.enable, battery output is going to be self output, and we're going to match that on self state. And here actually I don't think we need context. I think actually we just need UI. Yeah, we need UI. So I think this looks right. And then we'll change this here to iframe UI. So now our, why don't we make that monocle? We have a little more space. So now we have render. We have implemented bar widget for battery. Great. Which means, past that, we can now ditch battery. Goodbye battery. Next up, we will do time. Same thing. We're gonna come down to here. We're gonna implement this member. Bro, I need to change this. There we go. So again, here we'll have if self enable, self output. We'll grab the label. We'll add the sense. We have self format toggle. Very nice. So I think just for the sake of consistency, because I know people are going to look at these eventually and be like, how do I implement render? So we'll call this output. And we'll call that output everywhere. Yeah, we'll call that output everywhere. So we have now implemented render for time. And we're going to do the same for date. Here we go. Same thing, self-enable. We rename this to output, import label, import sense, and make sure that we call format next on self. Nice. And now this can go. Next up we have the network widget. Ooh, it's a big one. All right. Not to worry, we do pretty much the same thing. So we enable on cell. We change this to output. Oh, that doesn't look good. No, it's good. It's good. Starting to get a little bit slow. Why are you like this, JetBrains products? Why are you like this? Good import command here as well. I'm trying to sit with better posture, and whenever I look at the the little face cam thing, I look over at myself and my posture looks like absolute trash. But you know, I am getting more back pain than I used to get, which is not great. I need to be a bit more mindful about that. But this looks good. This looks good. I mean, we'll see when we open up Bacon how good it actually looks. Let's do the same now for memory. Bar widget for memory. Here we go. Import these. Import command. Nice, nice, nice. Then storage. It's gonna be output. I'm not sure why sometimes it freezes on this. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, just takes a little more time is all. I wanted to make this a short video. I just looked up and it has already been 16 minutes. Great. I feel like I'm spending way too much time in front of screens these days. I'm working way more than I should at my day job, and it is severely, severely draining me to the point where I just don't want to do anything at all when I get back from work. I'm reading a lot. I dropped in the Discord a list of everything that I have been reading recently. I'm in my books about bookstores and libraries era right now. It's admittedly, it is a great era to be in. I love these books. I don't have one of them with me now to show, but maybe I'll drop some recs in the comments when this video comes out. But right now I'm reading The Little Village of Book Lovers that is set in the south of France. Before that, I read Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. Really, really loved that. And I was so happy because I was telling somebody about it. Somebody came over, I let them borrow the book, and they told me, oh, I have seen that this is also available in part 2, More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. As soon, maybe I'll finish The Village for Book Lovers today, and I'll get started on More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. Looking forward to that. Alrighty, so let's get this back. Cannot move out of self. Okay, let's see. One less error, 278, what do you have here? So you know what I'm gonna do actually for date time and battery. If I can take something from here. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Battery config from battery. Hey, what did I do there? Battery from config battery. And so we need to do the same thing for time. 426. So we need to make sure that this is mutable. Oh, great. Nice. So go back to write widgets. And I just want to make sure that we are creating time and date the same way. Date config, and so on this we're gonna have our date format, and like I'd rather do it like this so it's consistent. And pull from date config for date. We're gonna do value. Oh no, we're gonna do self. Enable is gonna be value.enable, and format is gonna be value.format. Consistency always trumps everything in code bases. Date from config.date. And we're gonna make date a date config. And same here. We're gonna make this time config. Hopefully, we can do the same basic thing here. Date config. Date time. Oh, that was good. And we're gonna do here time config. Import that. And then here. Nice. And we'll do the same thing here. Change these to curly braces. Two, 7, 9. And we just need to do time from config. Time! Oh. Excuse me. What just happened there? So actually these ones we don't need anymore. These ones we can just yeet on out of there. Yeah, we don't need those anymore. Goodbye. You are the weakest links. So let's clean up some unused imports, and we can get rid of some dead code. Here, and I believe here as well. We're not using that anymore. And now is the moment of truth. We're going to see if everything still works. So let's recompile. And hopefully, everything should look the same. And then I guess we'll recompile once more to move the order around. Okay, good. Everything looks the same. So why don't we do this without that reverse call? Yeah. IntelliJ, why are you like this? Reverse. We'll comment that out, and then so everything should be in the mirrored order. Opposite order? It should be flipped. It should be flipped. I'm excited to see this work. Thankfully, nobody has mentioned so far that, hey, it's a little weird that you can't select the order or the position of the widgets, but it has been bugging me a little bit. And here we have it. Everything is mirrored, so we'll just add this reverse call back in. Oh yeah, I'm really happy with this. This is looking really good now. So what do we have? So like the left side is, we need to widgetify these things. Like, I should have made them widgets from the start, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't. I had bar widget defined like right at the very beginning. I don't know why I didn't just make these widgets. But you know, I'll go back, I'll do that. I'm not sure I'm going to spend a video on that since we've already gone through the implementation of these. But you know, basically I just need to move all of this logic up into a folder here and make sure that they implement this bar widget trait, and then we should be able to add those to like the right widget side. And yeah, that will be very, very cool. I think that will be very, very cool. What time are we on? Yeah, it's 26 minutes. I'm not gonna start that now. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my weekend away from a computer screen. So before we wrap on up, let's say thank you to all of the sponsors of this project. I think we have some new sponsors. So we'll start from here. Thank you, David, Thomas, Chris, Timothy, private sponsor number 1, Azine, James, Pavel, Felipe, private sponsor number 2, R. Lopez Negrete. I'm hoping that's a name and not just random letters, and I got it right. Thank you, R. Lopez Negrete. Daniel, Johan, Cody, Amr, Nia, Harold, Andy, PJHFGGIJ, Hyro, DM1681, Darian, Surefire, Solomon, private sponsor number 3, Kilroy, my boy, Evan, Quilt, Alex, and Yasuyuki. Thank you all so very, very much, my friends. Your support, as always, is deeply, deeply appreciated. If you too would like to become a sponsor, head on over to the sponsor page. You can be a one-time sponsor, you can be a monthly sponsor. $5 a month is very much appreciated, but honestly, even if it's just $1 a month, it does make a very big difference. If, however, you are not in a position to become a sponsor, just make sure that you have hit subscribe on the YouTube channel, where I assume you're watching this video right now. We are a fully monetized YouTube channel, which means that for all the time you spend liking, commenting, interacting, probably most importantly watching and skipping ads, we get a little bit of ad revenue, and we are very close to the $100 minimum for our first ad revenue payout. So please do that. It is a really simple, easy, and passive way for you to financially contribute to the future of this project. Alrighty, my friends, that was a productive session today. I would say that was a very, very productive session. I hope that whatever you all do today, you have a great day. Free Palestine, and I'll see you all back here next time.